The rated R raunchy comedy has been coming back since last year with a bunch of different films coming out that I really enjoy of varying degrees, and we got the first one of 2024 here, and it's a really fun ride, but very messy in execution. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but I don't know if you will. That's what we're going to be talking about during this review. Let's attack Driveaway Dolls. Written by Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook, this comedy caper follows Jamie, an uninhibited free spirit bemoaning yet another breakup with a girlfriend and her friend Marion, who desperately needs to loosen up. In search of a fresh start, the two embark on an impromptu road trip to Tallahassee, Florida, but things quickly go awry when they cross paths with a group of inept criminals along the way. The tone of this film reminds me of Thelma Louise, Sideways, Road Trip, mixed with like some funky elements from like a Quentin Tarantino film, where you have these over-the-top characters that talk funny and really delve into the time they're in, but they really are committed to the role, so you just fully believe in what they're doing. And that is mostly laid on Margaret Qualley, who plays Jamie. She does a fantastic job as this character, as the sleazy, free-spirited character who sleeps around but realizes that baby she wants more in life. Margaret Qualley plays this character really great. I'm glad it had like a unisex name, because this character you've seen in tons of other movies played by males. This easily could have been Glenn Powell, for example, but she leans into all the trappings of what this character, the way she stands, the way she acts. She feels like that male character, a female character would have, that's trying to push them to get laid. And then Geraldine Viswanathan, who plays Marion, has fantastic chemistry with her. They do feel like best friends right away. And they are the hook and the draw of the film. Them two together is the fun, most best parts of the movie. And she plays the stuck up person with morals that read books really well. Geraldine Viswan's facial expressions are like half the laughs in the film. She does a great job of emoting. I think she did a really good job of drawing you into the complexities of the character. She's probably the most complex character throughout the film, and really nails a different kind of comedy from what Margaret Qualley's Jamie is doing. And while this movie has a great supporting cast of Matt Damon, Pedro, Pascal, Colman, Domingo, Beanie Feldstein, they're not in the movie as much as you thought they would be. This is mostly leaned on Margaret Qualley and Geraldine Viswan, but they heighten the roles that they take that is really small. Colman Domingo playing the goon of a senator who's trying to stop these girls from taking this car and taking what's in the car and bringing it somewhere. And Beanie Feldstein, who is really funny in a lot of movies, and I almost didn't recognize her in this film, plays a cop that used to be with Margaret Qualley's Jamie. And she's loud, she's funny, and she's rambunctious. You've seen a character like this before in tons of other films, but she really makes it her own.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you break a big murder case.
That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm a cop.
Pedro Pascal is very tiny bit of the movie, but he's a really important part of the film, and he's just a really good time like he usually is. This movie's a sapphic romantic comedy crime caper, so it leans heavily on the sapphic part. Two lesbian characters lead into it, and they're exploring that lesbianism a lot in the film. It's very raunchy, it's very horny, very sexual in many parts of the film. The comedy is up and down. Some of it really landed for me, some didn't, and depending on their taste in comedy, some of it may not land at all, and some of it may make you laugh completely. In my theater, in my experience, my whole row was just having a lot of fun. The row behind me, not so much. So it really depends on your taste in film and what you like. Now, when it comes to the faults of the film, why I say it's messy, some of the cuts and the editing of the film and the way it was put together, because the directing was fine. Ethan Coen did a good job, and the writing wasn't too bad, but the way the movie was edited together, it just undercut a lot of the scenes. A lot of scenes that start out and starts feeling like it's going to be funny and it's going to end on a funny note just gets cut and moves on to the next scene. And that happens throughout the movie, especially in the first half. It slows down in the second half. Like literally a cut of the movie is like this. Something I can do in my free editor on my cheap laptop. So it really, as someone that's becoming a film critic, it really took me out of the film like, whoa, like why did they do that transition like that? So when the movie was still and having a good time and not switching between scenes like that, it was done really well, and there's some real cool in-camera transitions that they did. But when the movie was edited in the way it was, it kind of felt a little janky. And while a lot of the elements is really fun, and I really enjoyed the film a lot and definitely want to watch it again one day at home, the conclusion of the film unfortunately just didn't live up to the joyride, that we were having this whole time, because it's a road trip comedy film. So usually the ending and when it gets to the destination should be the best part and should be where everything kind of explodes. And it ended on a whimper, unfortunately. All the build up and all the fun, and especially the ridiculousness of what that these two girls found inside this pickup car that they had just trying to get to Tallahassee, Florida, and how ridiculous it was, made me laugh so hard. But the way everything was resolved kind of felt weak. That's the kind of feeling I had leaving the movie, even though I started thinking about it and how much fun I had leading into that. Some of that will be very disappointing for viewers. So yeah, while I think Drive Away Dolls is a really fun, raunchy comedy, adding to the list of the couple raunchy comedies that we've been getting over the last 2 years, I do think that it might not be worth a check out in the theaters, unfortunately. I hate to say that, because it has such a great cast, and I really like supporting small movies, but I know how hard it is to pay that $22 a ticket, especially if it's not matinee, to go see a film. And there's nothing in here that I feel like you've never seen before, or is super cinematic, because the editing is it feels a little amateurish. That telling you go watch this in the theaters, but definitely check it out when it gets home, where you can rent it or stream it, because it definitely is something that's really, really fun. So with that said, I'm gonna give Drive Away Dolls a C+. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate Drive Away Dolls if you saw the film? What did you hate about it? What did you like about it? How do you feel overall? And based on my review, if you have not seen the film before, are you going to go check it out in theaters or wait for streaming? If you like my review, hit that like button. And if you're not a part of the Zack Attack Nation yet, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of my reviews, reactions, live discussions, and much, much more. And you can watch more content right now.